And now, aviation weather around Alaska.
Hello, I'm National Weather Service Meteorologist Peter Chan with your Alaska Aviation Weather Outlook on this Tuesday, July 16th. And this outlook is for the midweek, Wednesday and Thursday. Of note, we have another push of moisture that's going to come up into the panhandle for Wednesday. And this is going to be another very wet system. 4 inches of rain could fall across central northern areas of the panhandle. Could lead to some flooding. We have IFR conditions, especially intercoastal mountains there Wednesday morning. IFR along Prince William Sound areas of the northern Gulf Coast, lower Copper River Basin, on up along the Alaska Range, extending out along the Aleutian chain. Widespread IFR conditions. And the thing is, at least here through the mid and late week, Panhandle will see just areas of rain and rain showers, the most significant coming during the day Wednesday through early Thursday, and there'll still be lingering showers Thursday into Friday. Across the central interior, though, things will begin to dry out later this week, and right now it looks like the mainland, this area here, should enjoy warmer and drier weather, especially Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe lingering into Monday. We still, though, have some MVFR conditions along the northern Gulf Coast and a bit inland there surrounding Prince William Sound. Widespread IFR out across much of the Bering and the Aleutian chain. And for Thursday, we still have IFR conditions expected here across areas of the Gulf, Prince William Sound, the eastern Kenai, much of the Bering, the Aleutian chain, off of the Arctic coastline. And then for Thursday afternoon, we could see an isolated thunderstorm pop up here along the eastern portion of the Brooks Range, up there toward Arctic Village and areas of the upper or northern Yukon Flats. But otherwise, as I said, once we get into Friday and Saturday, we're going to see a drying trend here across much of the mainland, along with warmer temperatures, but still the potential for some rain showers there lingering in areas of the Panhandle Thursday and Friday. Anaktuvuk Pass, generally VFR conditions expected Wednesday. Same thing, Adigan Pass, VFR there up through the east central Brooks Range as we drop down across the Alaska Range, especially along the higher elevations. IFR conditions to start giving way to VFR conditions by Wednesday afternoon. Rainy Pass, IFR early in the day becoming VFR. And Windy Pass, IFR conditions are expected there early in the morning, giving way to VFR conditions. Isabel, MVFR to VFR. And Mentasta Pass will also see a trend of MVFR conditions toward VFR by the time we get later in the morning and afternoon. Tanita should generally hold on to MVFR conditions as we cross down through the Copper River Basin. And Portage Pass, generally IFR conditions in the morning across a good portion of the pass, especially out into Prince William Sound, becoming MVFR. And then Chilkoot and White will see IFR conditions become MVFR during the day on Wednesday. A quick check of the freezing levels at the surface. The surface freezing line Wednesday morning is along the far northern Arctic coast around Utqiagvik. As we look at freezing levels aloft, there's troughiness here out over the western, southern mainland, denoted by these lower freezing levels below 6,000 feet, even below 4,000 feet here at Wrangell St. Elias Mountains. But as we head east, they rise back up 10, 12,000 feet as we get into western central Canada. Same thing as we go out along the Aleutian chain, we find freezing levels aloft rising to 10,000 and even 12,000 feet central Aleutians southwestward into the North Pacific. The threat of icing, where there is precipitation and some thicker cloud cover above 8,000 feet along the northwest Arctic coast. Above 8,000 feet, there could be some moderate icing, western part of the Alaska Range and some of the clouds there. And above 12,000 feet along and south of the Alaska Peninsula into the North Pacific. And then with the next round of thicker cloud cover, heavier precipitation, pretty high freezing levels there in through the Panhandle, at least starting at above 12,000 feet, could run into some moderate icing. Looking at the upper level jet stream winds, 30,000 feet, we find on Wednesday southwest flow coming into the Panhandle off the North Pacific. A little trough working its way off to the north and east. General troughiness across the mainland on the backside, northerly flow coming down across the Chukchi Sea and Bering Strait. At 9,000 feet or 700 millibars, we have a broad belt of 35 to 50 knot winds over western Canada And as we look further west, winds are out of the northwest coming in off the Arctic Ocean into the Chukchi Sea, 30 to as high as 35, 40 knots. And then at 3,000 feet, a couple areas we do have along the Arctic coast, a little bit of a trough and some winds shifting from southwest to west-northwest, anywhere from 30 to isolated 40-knot winds. There'll also be some winds picking up here along areas of the Panhandle as we go through Wednesday afternoon as a result of that next system coming in. So there could be some moderate turbulence develop, especially along the outer southwest coast of the Panhandle, Haida Gwaii area, surface to 6,000 feet. And then isolated moderate turbulence possible up there along the Arctic coast in the vicinity, say just offshore there of Wainwright on over toward Utqiagvik.